Good morning, everybody. We're coming to you live from inside the main build facility here at Bubba's Exotic Motorsports. I'm Tom. The ladies' man is in there hanging out with an ear infection, but we've got his Apoquil coming, and we all know the Master Bub. Good morning, Bub. How you doing today?
Feeling really good, man. Just been a busy morning already so far. Everything's running wide open throttle as always around here at BEM. Every department's underway. We've got lifts getting installed over here to our left, well, to your guys' right. So this is a low pro that's meant for all the high-end exotics, which is super cool. Plus, you can drive anything you want right into it, swing the legs right underneath.
Get right there. This episode is brought to you by Bubba's Exotic Motorsports. That's BubbasExoticMotorsports.com. If it seems like I'm less than enthusiastic today, I am. Tired of the pressures of everybody. Want. Really am, Bub. I'm at a limit, man.
Hey, man, well,
I'm not afraid to put it out there.
No,
man.
well, I don't even care either. So check it out. These cars take a really long time to build. This is a true art that not many people out there possess anymore. It's literally, tell me where you find custom car shops that go full out anymore. It's starting to be a lost art. It really is.
3.5 years to get this on its feet. Right before Mike McCloskey's stuff, and I got to deal with Facebook postings. You know,
well, that's all nonsense.
I'm done.
That's petty stuff.
I'm just done.
Hey, there's trailers out front. I'll load them up and send them home. Bye. That's good luck.
Yeah.
So check it out. This car has been one of those examples. This was something that was supposed to be a sand down, spray the car, base coat, clear coat, color 53, GM 1974, Chevrolet Camaro.
Jesus
Let me tell you, man, this car, the second that we were into this car, in terms of the very first piece of sandpaper touching this thing, there had already been so many busted repairs that were done over the years, that were done with pieces of aluminum, they were done with pieces of rivets that were stuck into the car. There were holes everywhere. This thing was a giant pile of rust, even though it had a decent looking paint job on the outside. Nobody out there understands to do a car right, to do the paint job right, man, to build these cars anymore in numbers less than $80,000 to $100,000. If you got a deal better than that, you ought to be on your knees. It's that simple, because these cars are not that easy, and they take a really long time to do right, and this is a perfect example of it. And this one's turning out pretty freaking nice.
It's turning out really nice. Miss Outlaw Boutique, that's MS Outlaw Boutique, 561-660-6695. It is a saloon, not a salon, and we all know that. Monkey in Paradise, that's Monkey in Paradise. Bub, what's your paradise?
Well, just here, right now. That's it. You ask me the same question every day. I can't keep giving the same answer. So let's move on, maybe once a week, ask me maybe once a month, or just stop asking me the question. Let's go to a different question.
Monkey in Paradise reminds you to drink responsibly. Cars and Coffee of Palm Beach, June 11th, 9 to 12 at the Outlet Mall, the Palm Beach Outlet Mall, the Guinness Certified World Record holding largest Cars and Coffee event in the world. It is an amazing event. You got to be there. That's this Sunday from 9 to 12 at the Palm Beach Outlets Mall. Tony Rienzi, TonyRienzi.com, part of the Lion Pride, Bub. Say good morning to Sean over at DNA Surface Concepts, carry over at Deviate Motorsports, the whole crew. Bub, you started this project long time ago. It's taken a very long time. It's been exhausting. But you know, you are the guy that goes all the way down to replacing the 194 light bulbs, even if they work. So when the client gets their car back, it is 110%.
Well, I mean, that's the way to do it. You know, you can see over my shoulder, this thing is literally coming together right now. We have the entire crew on it, even offset. There are guys literally polishing chrome, getting all the stainless trim ready to go. A lot of stuff going on, and this just takes a freaking lot of time, man. We literally have 6 guys on one car building one thing. Let me tell you, when you take and you can take it and freaking lay it out on paper. If you lay out the numbers of what this guy paid versus what's going out right now just to make this happen, it's a total loss. And people don't get that with these older restorations, man. They take time, they take focus, and you can't rush them to do them right. Just wet sanding and buffing this car, 1 week's process, just to make it look really good.
You've got probably, Bub, 9 months alone just in the body on this car.
At least. This was a really terrible car, as clean as it looked. You know, we'll show up before and after pictures when you guys check out our Instagram here pretty soon of this car when it came in. Now, did it have some visible rust when it came in? Yeah, sure.
Very little
though. Very small pieces, maybe a little half-inch bubble here, half-inch bubble there. It's a shame, because that's what you get into, and then we get suckered into it because you start with something like that, and before you know it, you grind down that bubble, and what do you find? You find a half-inch thick of Bondo, you find a straight hole of rust behind that, then there's just random crap all throughout the entire car. Everything on this car from the body line down was literally handmade or replaced with aftermarket reproduction steel. That's how bad this car was. The rockers were gone, the quarters were gone. Truly, it should have had a quarter put on it, but we always like to keep everything as stock as possible in terms of sheet metal and cut out only the bad stuff so we can keep it as straight as you can because even though you get reproduction stuff, it's got good molds to it. Sometimes it's a little wavy, sometimes it's not perfect alignment, and we want it to be as perfect as possible.
The other thing too, though, that you ran into, Bub, is even though we're not guys, we don't like to call people and keep saying, we need money, we need money. We don't do that. Once we give a quote, we're in, we're locked, we stay at it. And this gentleman here didn't want to put any more money into this car. And he didn't want to spring for the expense, even though we brought him in and said, we want you to physically see this. And we documented it with photographs, Bub, like we do with everything. Ladies and gentlemen, everything at Bubba's Exotic Motorsports is documented. It is documented in photographs. It is documented in writing. It's document for us. So we brought the gentleman in, let him physically see how bad the quarter was on this car.
Yep.
And he just didn't want to invest the money to do the job right.
Then that's all you're getting. It's that simple. Shame on you guys out there who want to cheat these projects and expect you're going to have Barrett Jackson quality. What you guys see on TV is not what you get when you're doing very, very cheap stuff. If you're cheap with it, just like Tony Rienzi says, cheap cars aren't nice, nice cars aren't cheap. It's that simple. It's a true statement. You can't argue. If you pay 20 for a car, you're getting 20 worth of a car. You might be getting 14 worth of a car and somebody just got you a couple extra. If you pay 100 for a car, you're getting 100 worth of a car. That's correct. Maybe 90, maybe 110, but you're in that same ballpark.
Yeah, if you buy the cars, be prepared to put money into it and don't complain about what it's going to cost to do it right. Again, this is another example of you get into it, you get started, it puts you back months and months and months because you keep uncovering more and more and more. At Bubba's Exotic Motorsports, we like to bring you the quality and do it 110%, but you got to deal with all the nagging that goes along with it because people don't get how long it takes to get it done properly, Bubba.
No, it takes a long time to do them right.
Yeah.
And you have even cases like this, you know, when the car came in, perfectly fine, completely detrimmed, every piece was taken out of this car, and sure enough, over just the time of this car being here, the windshield literally split right down the dead center just from the car being here. Not from hammering going on it, not from flexing going on, absolutely nothing. Just because it is from 1974, it's still stamped on the bottom corner. It's the original glass, and that's exactly what happened. So now guess what? Who gets to pay for a windshield just because it's been sitting? Clients blame us. That's the way it goes. We have pictures that show otherwise, but that's where you're at. And that's where you start taking this car that was a restoration here, and then you start dwindling away on everything that goes into it, the cost, the time, and the materials, the overhead, and then it's gone. Before you know it, you're like, man, we've got to get everybody on this thing, wrap it up, and get it freaking out of here, because it's a loss.
Yeah,
think about where it's at.
6 men at 8 hours a day for 2 weeks straight just to reassemble the car. It's a it's very quick to see.
No, the whole like do the car and have the whole car done start to finish in 7 days. Guys, it's not reality. Get it in your head. It's not. What you see on TV is totally different. It's not the way it goes. To be true, it takes time if you want a good job.
2 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter. You've got to slow it down, take your time, and do it right. And you get to the point where you just want to wash your hands of it, and you just say, I don't want to deal with it anymore. Just finished it.
That's it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the point of it is, if you want show quality stuff like this, don't push, relax, back up, and give the people that are bringing you a quality service the ability and the space they need to move to get the job done right. Why do they need that space? Like Bub just said, the more you get into it, the more you find that needs to be done. If you want people to extend themselves to you, don't put pressure on them. Let them work. You build up a lot of ambiguity, you build up a lot of hostility, and then people will walk away from providing you the quality job you want. They're the same people, Bub, who will go out and say negative things because they saw a ripple in the quarter panel or something didn't get painted right.
Pretty much, yeah, man. It's, you know, we've talked about it before. Even with these older cars, even with the brand new cars, we've had a brand new Bentley come through our facility. We looked at photos of it the other day for our Instagram post. This car literally came through right off the Bentley showroom floor. The front end had been painted before. And people, you have no idea how many times people do blend repairs, especially cars that are going straight to dealerships. No one out there knows because they say it's brand new, it's got a clean Carfax. Guys, it's easy to hide that kind of stuff, and we've had it happen hundreds of times with brand new vehicles roll through our facility. Cars that get transported from, let's say, Canada down here if it's GM's plant, or maybe from the West Coast, maybe overseas, the car's getting transported around. Or maybe you found a car in another state and you want it and it's brought in. Before you know it, the transport company has shredded the entire lower front valance or the front bumper or even the rear by loading the car at incorrect angles, and they don't care. So you know what they do? They unload it off the trailer. The dealer, whoever the seller is, does a pre-inspection. They see it. They've sold you a car that's in mint condition, and they go through and paint it. And you can always tell once you get into that stuff. We've had it happen multiple times, even on brand new vehicles. So behind paint, paint can have a lot of problems behind
Sure
it. So
can.
know what you're looking at and know what to look for.
That's exactly right, Bub. So like you say, you got to be careful. You never know what's
Man.
been hidden behind that paint.
Never. Just because it's got shine on the top doesn't mean it's good underneath.
Doesn't mean it's
Straight
good
up.
underneath.
It doesn't mean it's good underneath. And too many people don't get that.
That's right. Then you factor in the small things like holidays or days off, Bub. Then you factor in the small things like employee problems. Everybody gets sick. People quit. They go look for that. That's one of the hardest things we've found here in South Florida is finding quality people and holding on to them because it's not like in the North where there's a really hard work ethic.
Well, this isn't a government job. It's not a desk job. It's not a job you go to college for and you sit there and you make money when you come out of it. This is a job where it's a skilled trade. You have to learn it with your hands. You have to learn it with your head. If you don't have it, just get out of line. It's that simple. Don't come in it if you think you can do it because you've got a wrench set. I say it all the time. You have to be good. This is a true lost art. Doing metalworking, doing fabrication, doing body alignments, doing panel gaps, doing blending, doing wet sanding and buffing processes, doing painting. All of that stuff takes serious time, and it only gets deeper the more custom you go, whether you're going candy paints, whether you're going pearls, top coats. Most people in today's world, if you put pearl paint in front of them, couldn't freaking shoot a straight line in it if they had to. You would have shadows, you'd have blotchiness, and everybody says, oh, I'm a painter. It's not the truth, man. Stop lying.
That's it. That's it. By the way, I want to give a big shout out to Greg, our facility foreman. He is on the way to Moore Park, California. I just got off the phone with him. He's on the way to Moore Park, California in the Bubba's Exotic Motorsports transport rig. He is in. He just crossed over the Harry Wilkinson, I think it was.
I think it was called Pantraconca because I don't know what post you were looking at because it said something with a P like Pocahontas or something.
No,
the bridge.
He crossed over the Henry Wilkerson Bridge.
Yeah, that's called Pocahontas.
There in Louisiana.
I'm going to show you.
No, I looked it up. I was watching him. I was tracking him.
I looked it up.
In the Bubba's Exotic Motorsports rig.
No.
I was tracking him as he was going down the road there. So it's pretty cool, and he's doing very well. That car will be on display in Moore Park, California on June the 10th. From 10 to 3 at the Turbinate's
10 to 4.
10 to 4
Yep.
at Turbinate's headquarters for Boosted Bash. It is
Yep.
the first stock block drop-in EcoBoost 4-cylinder producing 600 horsepower there.
Hey man, it's insane, dude. The car turned out really nice. It looks really good, and we have a long way to go between now and SEMA with that car. There is a lot of modifications. So what you guys are seeing, and we've got a lot of fans out there on the West Coast, a lot of builders that are actually going to come out and just see that car in person for the first time from here in Jupiter, Florida on the southeast. It's going to be really cool because what you guys see now and what you see at SEMA this year for November of 17, totally different animal. And it's going to be insanity.
And it's cool, people that Bub get to physically see your builds out there, what we do here. I build with you as well. I don't, I try to, at least I hand you tools.
Well, typically you wreck a lot of stuff and then sometimes just kind of roll it in the way and you're like, here you go.
There you go. It's time to
That's
build.
the way it rolls. So you do a lot of work, just wrong work.
Yeah, exactly. I do the
Just
backwards work.
Backwards
That's
work,
exactly
damage
right.
work.
But it's going to be cool for everybody to see that out on the West Coast. All the big names are going to come out to see that car. It is another industry first from you here at Bubba's Exotic Motorsports, Bub.
Yeah, man, the car looks really good. Everything we do that really rolls out of here, I swear to God, it's everything from our small jobs that we do
Always
to
top shelf.
our high-end builds that we do, our pro touring builds. For Christ's sakes, we have dealerships that send us cars in from all across the world that want us to build one-off vehicles to put on their showroom floor. So it kind of says a lot right there. We have a lot of high-end stuff that rolls through here. You have a lot of lower-end stuff that rolls through that this car on a good day may be never worth more than 15 or 20 grand. But that is what it is. As long as this car goes out of here nice, I don't care what that number is. It's going out right one time because at the end of the day, it's my name going on it.
And that's the funny thing about it. We talked about, Bub, that the owner of that car, this car paid, I think, $10,000 or $12,000 for this car. He's got half of that into this paint and body job that's taken, 3.5 years to get it complete, to bring it to fruition, to get it back into his hands. He was here this morning. He's blown away. And even though it took so much more time, money, labor, and effort to get it done, we still, even all the way down to the smallest light bulb, took care of the job and did it properly.
Well, yeah, it has to be done. It doesn't matter. Again, if it doesn't matter if it's a big money job, if it's a total freaking loss in this case, but it's, you do the job right one time. It doesn't matter how much out of pocket you're going to do, man. If you're already $500 out of pocket, you might as well go an extra couple hundred and finish it off with the right color painting, with the right touches, with the right bulbs in the car. man, you're already at a loss. Just dig in. Just go in at that point. That's where I see it.
Exactly.
Finish wet sanding and buff it, polish it, make it look like it's ready to leave here and hit a show.
And get on down the road.
That's it. Who cares? You're already at a freaking loss. Get this thing out. Bye.
Kick them all out, Bub. Not to mention you deal with things like we've had torrential downpours for 5 days here.
It hasn't stopped raining,
No
dude.
power in the paint and body facility. I mean, you can't get around all the small roadblocks that you run into out there.
Never.
And it's people just don't get what it really it drains you, man. It just emotionally pulls you down.
Well, these are big jobs, man. These are huge jobs, and they always turn out beautiful when they roll. It's just it's that simple.
They do.
If you guys can't wait out there, then fine. Come pick your stuff up. Peace.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't.
You
It doesn't
really
matter
don't.
to me. Come
Yeah.
pick them up, go.
Yeah.
Because see if you can find someone who's going to do the quality, do it faster, do it stronger, do it better. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to, and for the same price.
Yeah.
Not going to happen in today's world.
Not gonna happen.
Any restorations, man, if you guys aren't going in at easily 70, 80, 90, even 100, like what you guys see on TV, when you see Boyd Coddington, when you see Chip Foose, when you see Overhaul.
You made a good point about that the other day about those guys that you can't even walk in their door without paying $100,000.
No, not at all. Not at all. You're having a custom built car done, dude. You can't buy a brand new Cadillac CTS-V with custom upholstered seats for under 90. I mean, come on. It's just reality. And people out there are not in the reality side of this. You guys see it on TV, you see everything that goes on out there, and you see it happen in 7 days, and you see it happen with a bunch of people donating parts. That doesn't happen. Sponsors do not donate parts. You have to pay to play. It's that simple. And it's like that in any environment. I don't care if you're putting Samsung TVs in your house. You have to pay to play. If you want the best, you've got to buy the best.
And Bub, you bring out a very good point for the audience there. I do a lot of the marketing, all of the marketing here. I do all of the sponsorship engagements and partnership engagements, like with Cars and Coffee at Palm Beach, Monkey in Paradise. I know those. I know the contractual sides of those things intimately, inside and out. And if people think that it's easy to get people to donate parts or to even buy into a sponsorship, that's another story altogether. It doesn't happen, Bub.
No.
It doesn't. These people that are on large network television shows like on Velocity and things like that, they donate to Chip Foose, somebody who's at your level in the industry. They donate because they want their name out there in hopes that the sales are going to be driven.
Right. But there's still a 50-50 gamble on ROI. That's it. You're rolling the dice. You're going to put out 10 grand in product. You may get, you have to think, maybe depending on the markup that's in that product and the profit that they get in the company, you may have to make 2 sales of that exact product to cover what you gave out, which is fine, right? Maybe that works. So in hopes for it, maybe somebody will roll the dice and say, okay, guess what? I think if we give 10 or 15 grand worth of product, maybe we'll get 100 grand in sales. People that see that will go for it. But a lot of the times when somebody's giving you $1,000 worth of material, they're thinking, well, what are we really going to get that back? I mean, truly.
And I deal with the marketing managers and vice presidents of corporations all day long. I'm on the phone working these things.
Yeah.
And
you have to, the other thing too, you have to think, man, and a lot of guys out there that don't get it from like a parts and a sponsorship standpoint, when you are a company as big as, let's say, Summit Racing, let's say Jegs, let's say Vossen Wheels, right? Let's say ADV1. Let's throw a big one, Chevrolet, right? Ford, Mercedes-Benz. Let's talk even bigger, Turbonetics, right? You're talking these name brand companies. These guys are huge. They don't need to give away product at all. They have no reason to give away product. So you better bring something big to the table and something super unique that's going to maybe give enough recognition and pull and attention to that one product being given to you. It's just that hard because these are big companies that they don't need their name being pushed. They don't need to give away product to make their name better. Their name is spot on.
And that's why Bub Turbonetics works with you exclusively to do these designs and then says, get the car out here to us for unveiling and stuff like that. It's when you get to that level in the industry, people do trust your design, talent, skills, and that's why they come to you to get them into these vehicles.
Yeah, well, it's all, everything we do is unique. It's all very one-off. It's all, it's every design that comes out of here is going to be different than another. The only time you're going to literally see 2 of like items is if you took 2 74 Type LT Camaros that were paint code 53 with the red, white, and blue Z28 package. It's the only time you're going to see them come out side by side is if they were literally meant to be the exact same way. I will not design, and I never will. I had never done it before, and I'm never going to do it again. I will never build 2 of the same vehicles in the aftermarket term. So whether, let's say the Turbonetics Mustangs, right? I'll never build 2 identical ones. If you want a different one, maybe the other one will be very similar, or maybe I'll have a matte black wrap on it. Maybe it'll be something very close, a little bit different. So there will never be two of the exact same car rolling out of VDM. Every one of them will be one-off and exotic and unique in its own way.
And that's what, again, that's what you do here, Bob. You bring that uniqueness into everything. You know, I thought the graphics back on those in those days were just absolutely stunning, Bob. You can see the red, white, and blue, very American, very pro, very strong. 74, we were heading into the 1976 bicentennial, which was our 200 year anniversary. I remember that very, very well. The country was alive with pride, Bob.
Yeah.
And it was strong, and there wasn't political correctness going on, and it was just a great time, man. It was a lot
But yeah,
of
man,
fun.
there's a true, a true part of the country that's just terrible anymore. You know, people are terrible. People have no respect or appreciation for anyone else out in the industry. Everybody thinks they're owed something. You know, and it's just, people have no idea, man. These guys, nobody out there knows what it's like to do, unless you're in the service industry, no one knows what it's like to do true, like, hard work with your hands. That's a lost art. It's all dying. You know, you have to think the days of the guys, like the pictures you see that are all black and white and vintage of the guys eating their lunches on 200-foot skyscraper buildings, you know,
In New
bridges.
York.
That's all gone. Like, tell me any of those photos you see anymore. How many do you see those? None?
Maybe with the current administration coming in here and
might
bringing
change,
jobs
man.
back over onto the American shores, we'll start seeing some service industry coming back out.
Yeah.
I worry about the mentality of today's kids, though, because I don't feel
Well,
like
everyone's lazy, dude. No one knows how to get up at 6 in the morning and push out a full 12-hour
Till
day,
12 at
18-hour
night,
day,
yeah.
and just keep grinding, man. Everybody just puts their hand out for a check and stands there.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's crazy.
Too many people just, you know, get up, work for your money, work hard.
Yeah.
Do a good quality and have a skill set, man. Have a trait. There's too many people that just go dum-dums by going to college
Yeah.
and getting whatever degree it is they're getting, and then they never use the thing. At least apply it if you're going to go. You know?
We have interns that we bring in to help.
Yep, we do.
As well. We're working with a very bright young intern right now.
Grab a skill set and run with it, man, and don't give up. If it's what you want to do, don't give up. Just go 100% full throttle.
That's it.
Until you master it. Every piece inside and out, every part of it has an understanding, all of it.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
That's
it.
exactly right. And try not to judge people, man. See people through the eyes of love, not through the eyes of judgment. You know, that's what you got to do in life. That's really what you got to do.
Yeah.
Everybody has feelings. Everybody has emotions. Stop treading on other people's feelings and emotions until you walk a mile in their shoe and really know what they're doing and what they're going on about. You know,
Pretty much.
It's tough. It's not easy, man.
Yep.
So, hey, Bub, beautiful job here. As you're wrapping this up, we will show people of the completed car, the picture of the completed car, but we wanted to give you kind of an idea of what it looks like prior to its post-completion, so you have kind of an idea, to get a look at it, get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Still a lot to go. Huh?
Yeah, we've got a lot left to go. The front bumper right now is getting polished. It's getting ready for assembly. The front grille also is getting polished, and I see we've got some screws we need to finish installing in the actual stainless trimming around the front end. Decals are laid, mirrors are on, windows are adjusted, the weather strip is in the car.
All the weather strips on.
Rear decals are on, door gaps are beautiful, hood gap is beautiful, 1/4-inch gaps everywhere around, no rubbing, no clearance problems. Everything is square, all at the corners, at the front valence panel. Headlight bezels are in. All the running lights, marker lights, high beam, low beam, turn signal, everything's been tested. It's all fully functional. We've got all the beauty rings off the rims. We're going to pull the wheels off the car here pretty soon. Start doing the full factory undercoating to it once we get it on the lift. And, you know, just keep running with this thing. We've got a lot of work left in this car to go. And this is small detail stuff. And now, again, back to that whole build a whole car in 7 days thing. Doesn't happen. We're on this car right now. It's been sitting main bay in the facility probably for 3 days. I don't know how much of the audience has seen. It's been sitting here for 3 days straight, just on assembly, just between wet sanding and buffing, between polishing, between hand glazing, between light checks, between wiring, between installing lenses, polishing lenses, between doing rocker molding. We've got satin black. We still need to shoot down the lower rockers of the car. A lot of stuff that has to go into this, and it's all small stuff. So an hour here, hour there, hour here, hour there, and it adds up to 4 days total. That's where we're at.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. And we're trying to deliver this car, ladies and gentlemen, before we head out to Moore Park, California.
We're doing it. It's going.
So, Bubba, I'm going to let you get back to work on this thing. The whole crew's back behind here. We are doing it. I'm going to get into a happy mood, man, and try to get back on my vibrant self. You know, we're going to let you get back onto this thing, Bub, and just have some fun putting it together. Here,
That's it, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get on it, crank. We've got a lot of little detail work to do because right? Perfection is key, right? That's the details in the small stuff. It's the stuff you don't see that makes the most sense and is the most important. The colors, the screws, make sure everything's indexed. It's all torqued. It's all polished. There's no scratching anywhere.
No, it's just slam it together and give me my card.
Get down at eye level and literally check this thing. When we walk this car, I kid you not, are eye level with this paint, checking every angle, up, down, left, right, side to side, moving our lighting. We literally have full fluorescent lighting we walk around the cars with to make sure there's no sand scratch marks from the wet sanding process, make sure there's no buff swirls, no haze marks, and then it's ready to go. And those are all the things that either make or break a job, make you look good or make you look terrible.
All your screws on your trim, are all indexed going the same way. It certainly didn't leave the factory that way, but it's the way you're presenting the car.
Right, I mean, if you're already putting the screws in, take 1 second and just line them up. For the average guy that's got a really detail-oriented mindset, he's going to look at that.
Mm-hmm. Not many people have that, though. They just see the pretty paint and and they kind of go from there. That's exactly right. Hey, Bub, till tomorrow.
Just keep on doing it, Bubba style.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you reach out to touch somebody's life today in a positive manner. Open the door for somebody whose hands are full or that's elderly. Choose somebody who's got holes in their shoes. Feed somebody who's hungry. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, give people space to breathe, okay? Judge people through loving eyes, not through judgmental behaviors. Till tomorrow, we'll keep on doing it, Bubba style. How's that line look, Bub?
Good, we're good here. I want to scoot that side of the hood back
Back
just
over
a
this
touch.
way a little
Just
bit.
a touch.
Okay. And there's just that little